Okay, this is the last experiment in our 3-part experiment. In this experiment, it is extremely important that you follow all directions. Following all directions, okay, so that nothing goes wrong, because it's a very complicated experiment. Now, the first step is to measure the materials for this are a nice little aluminum tray. The entire experiment must be done in the tray, not on the desk, in the tray. Inside each flask, you will see a little squirt of dish soap. Mr. Mazzini, please measure 100 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide into the, using the graduated cylinder.
All right.
All right, now please pour that into the flask. Excellent. And then you can sort of swirl it around to make sure that it gets nice and bubbly.
Smell.
Remember how we waft the chemicals when we smell them, Mr. Mazzini? All right, next step is to take the temperature of this solution. Mr. Mazzini, can you please take the temperature of the solution? In degrees Celsius?
Yes, 20 degrees Celsius.
Okie dokie.
Oh. Give it some time. 18 degrees Celsius.
Great, thank you so much, Mr. Mazzini. All right, the next step is to take 75 milliliters of water and put that 75 milliliters of water into a beaker. Great. Can you now pour that into the beaker? Excellent. Now Mr. Mazzini is going to measure 15 milliliters or just one package of yeast and mix it into the water. So Mr. Mazzini, go ahead and just use the entire package and then mix it into the water.
How can we ensure this is 15 milliliters?
I know it's 15 milliliters.
So it should be like a scoop and a half.
Okay, Mr. Mazzini, now it's really important that you try to mix in the yeast really well. So use the stick to mix in the yeast. It's going to get a little sticky.
Stinky.
Yes, it's a little stinky.
It's thick.
It is thick. Now you want to really try to break up those thick parts with the stick.
Poke it.
Nope, I would just stir vigorously. Do not. Put it back in. No. Okay, are you ready for the next step?
No, it's still thick and chunky and gross. Ooh.
Oop, try not to spill it on you.
Is that coffee milk?
It's not coffee milk.
If you were to drink this, what would happen?
You would get really sick.
Would you?
Yeast are a live bacteria that we use to produce, to make bread rise, to give things alcohol, and until they are dead, they should not be ingested. They die in the oven, and they die through the fermentation process.
I didn't ask for a story. I said what would happen.
You would get really sick because you're putting a bacteria inside of your body. Are you ready, Mr.
So if
Mazzini?
you put yeast in someone's drink
body, it would be a bad thing
when they're
to
not
do.
looking,
It would be a bad thing
they could
to
possibly
do.
get very sick.
Yes, Mr. Mazzini.
If I were to say mix this in someone's coffee when they left the room.
I think it would give it a bad color and smell, so it would be easy to detect.
I said it looks like coffee milk.
If that person didn't use cream in their coffee, I think it would be pretty easy to detect.
Next time Groovy gets a coffee, she puts like extra cream.
Mr. Mazzini, I would like to remind you that we are on video.
All right. Anyway.
Okay. Is it thoroughly stirred?
I'd say it's pretty good.
Okay. When you are going to pour this into the flask and start the timer as soon as you have poured it in. Ready, set, go. This is why the experiment must be done inside of the tray. As you can see, it's quite messy. Next step is to record a temperature. Okay, you're gonna wanna put it in and then pull it out pull it up a little bit. So as you can see, the temperature is rising.
Barely. It's 21 degrees.
Okay, great.
22. It's shooting right up there. It's almost 25. It's at 24 degrees Celsius.
And you're gonna continue to take 3 readings over the course of 90 seconds. Clean up. Please thoroughly rinse out the flask and the container so that they can be utilized for the next group. Cleanup will be part of your lab grade this time around.
I gotta take next temperature.
That is it for today.
I can't read it. Oh, it's like 26 degrees Celsius now.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Mazzini.
It smells a lot better now.
Yes.
Like almost like you'd want to eat it.
No, do not eat it. Do not eat it.